Here we go. Let's do it. So guys, come to your mat. So I have the mat going sideways and I'm going to turn in a minute, but just let's start like this today and bring your hands to your hips and close your eyes for a minute. So take a couple deep breaths, ground your feet. Again, think about your arches and pull them up. 3 points, medial-lateral, ball of foot, middle of heel, lift up through crown of head. Pull the abs in and compress the ribs. Make sure you're not squeezing your butt here. You can engage your pelvic floor. So it's really the front and the sides, but you're not like clenching. Now lift your right leg to hip height and try to find your balance. Imagine that there's a 10-foot root going down through your left foot into the earth, and flex your right foot as you open your shoulders. Take a big inhale here. Your knee is at hip height. Now push your right leg out and hold it. Now pulse the toes up towards the ceiling, trying to use your abs more than your hip flexors. Open your shoulders wide. And then bend your leg again and find your balance. See, I just pushed out. Now push back to kind of a warrior three. Your hands are still on your hips, so you have that proprioception of turning the right hip down, lengthen out the neck, and bring your hands over your head. So reach the fingertips away from the toes, pull the abs in, and pulse the heel up here. Really reach the fingertips as far away from the toes by straightening the elbows and squeezing flesh to bone. You're going to slowly come back to standing, lifting the right knee to hip height with your balance, flexing the right foot, and getting the chin away from the chest. Okay, now bring your arms down by your hips, bring your hands back on your hips, kick that right leg out, and just take it around behind the left leg. So you can soften the left knee a little bit. Hold. And bring it right back around. Try to make that half circle as big as you can. Okay? And if you're having balancing issues, it'll be interesting to notice one side's always harder to balance on than the other. Let's do 5 more. Make your breath match. Big inhale as you take it around. Exhale as you bring it forward. 2. Last one, you're going to meet me with the right foot behind you. Hold it here and pulse that right heel towards the back corner of the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring it forward. You're going to do the same thing. 5, 4. That left standing leg can be soft. 3, 2, and 1, and then you're going to just keep hovering the right foot by the left, but take it out as far as you can. Now make sure the left knee is still soft and pulse up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just cross it behind the left foot. Bring your hands up, hinge at your hips, bow your head forward, and breathe. Try to get your nose as close to your knees as you can. Walk your hands over to the left corner of the mat and open up the space between the right rib and hip. Take a big inhale and then switch. Go to the right side. And then just start to circle your hands all the way around so that you do like a 180 and you face the front with your right foot over your left. Okay, lift that left leg up behind you and pulse it here. And then you're going to slowly think about balancing, grounding the right foot down and coming to standing with the left knee at hip height. Flex the foot, open the shoulders, and breathe. Find your balance, kick the left leg out, pulse the left heel or toes up towards the ceiling. Take a couple big breaths, and then you're going to kick it back to that warrior three. Lengthen out the neck, pulse the heel here. Turn the left hip down, pull the navel in. Big breath. And then bring it right back to that balancing pose where that left knee is at hip height. Notice your abs engaging more. Lengthen out left leg long. Good, bring it around. Soften the right knee. Good, really try to squeeze the left thigh into the right and then bring it forward. Like you're making a half circle. Good. 5. Try not to touch the big toe to the floor if you can stand it. 3, 2, last 1. Hold the left heel behind the right and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring it, circle it forward. Good, squeezing those thighs towards that front right corner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring it to hover next to the right leg, take it out laterally and pulse it here. 5, 4, 3, come upright with the torso. Good. Okay, now circle that left leg behind the right again. Bring the hands up, hinge forward, drop the head, shake it out. Bring your hands over to the right corner of the mat. Breathe into that left hip, and then over to the left corner. Breathe into the right hip, and then circle your hands around. And then lift, I think I got it right. Lift the left leg and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the left foot to match the right. Bring your hands up onto your thighs. Stick your butt out and come to like flat back. So you're kind of pushing the hands against the thighs here and lengthening out the neck. And then you're gonna do a cat-cow. So just flex into flexion and then extend. Do a couple of these. 3, 2, last one. Pause in neutral, pulling the shoulder blades back. Bring your hands to heart center. Bring the right foot out. Okay, now bring the right knee back to the left and back out. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, right leg out, lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now come to standing again and pulse it up. Lift your arms over your head if your balance is good here. And then kick it right back to your warrior 3. Lift the heel, turn the hip down, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back to heart center. Step right foot behind left. So you're going into a jiva squat, but you're trying to get that right shin parallel to the floor, and then kick it right back to your warrior 3. Let's do 3. Come down and push back. Ooh, come down and push back. Last one, push back. Good, circle your hands back down onto the mat. Drop your nose to your knee. Lift your right heel and drop it down to match your left. Come back to your squat. Bring your hands back to heart center, in and out with left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You're gonna bring it out and you're gonna come up and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it back to your warrior 3. Bring the hands overhead, pulse it here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Length, fingertips to big toes, pull the navel in, back to your jiva squat. And let's do 3 of these. Last one. Good. Come all the way up. Pulse that left heel, open the chest. Come back to your squat. Bring your hands back to heart center. Hinge forward. Turn to the length of the mat and come into a plank. Good. So you're separating your feet to hip distance and you're rolling forward onto the tips of the toes. Puff up through the shoulder blades, touch opposite shoulders. Let's do 10, guys. Now think about stabilizing your torso here. So really narrow your waist and just take one hand to opposite shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to a downward dog. Sink the heart, pedal the feet, round forward to a plank and hold. Good, touch right knee down to mat. Flatten out space between shoulders, ribs are in. Look at your hands, spread them out. Turn the creases of the arms towards each other. Protect those wrists by leaning more into the knuckles. And then switch, left knee down. Breath is steady. Now alternate. 10, 9. Look at your knees, just hover them. Keep the ribs in, the tailbone up. Shoulder blades flat against ribs. 3, 2. Last one, hold that plank. Give me 3 breaths. Last one, big inhale. And then just 5, both knees. 4,
Yeah.
3, 2. What'd y'all say? Give me 5, bending and straightening your knees, and then go into child's pose and rest. Is everybody good? Okay. So guys, when you're ready, push back up onto all fours. And start flexing and extending. So you're gonna go back into your cat-cow, but this time on all fours. Think about the back of the neck lengthening out. You want your knees under your hips, your hands under your shoulders. And then I want you to pause in neutral, which is halfway between the two. And you're gonna flex your toes and you're gonna just hover your knees off the mat. Take a few breaths here, looking at your hands again, trying to find that stick straight arm and lifting the left leg. You can always modify and drop the right knee if you need to. Now flex the left heel towards the ceiling. 5, 4, look at that right knee, lower it down just a little bit more. Good, now switch, right leg up. 5, 4,
This is Fran. If Leah or Nora could both mute their mics, that would be good.
And then go back and forth.
Thanks.
5, 4, 3, 2. I feel it more in my shoulders than my legs, right? Last one, drop your knees, take a break. Lengthen the neck, come back to your all fours, push out through left foot. Lift left foot up. I'm gonna come a little closer so you can see my foot. And now I just want that left heel at hip height. Close your eyes for a minute and think about space between all the joints, from tip of toe to crown of head. For me, I have a lot of congestion in my neck and my shoulders, so I really try to open that area up. And then engage the rib cage as well, in towards the midline. Now just touch the left big toe to the mat, up and down. Do it very deliberately. And you're barely gonna touch. It's more about getting that heel as high as you can. 5, 4, 3. Now we're gonna do a little arc. So you're gonna bring that left leg up. You're gonna bring it over to the right corner of the mat. Look over your right shoulder, then bring it back up and to the left. You're just turning your torso, getting a little twist as you lift the heel as high as you can through the midline. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg up, flex right foot, kick back to 3-legged dog. Lift and lower right heel. I love to get that mobility in the ankle joint here. And then keep the heel up and releve, adjust the hips and pulse the left heel up. Okay, now you're gonna come forward to your plank and bring the left knee to the left elbow. But this time you're gonna lower that left knee all the way down by the wrist and lower, come to the floor. So it's sort of like a push up with a downward dog. Come all the way up, kick it back, and all the way down, and all the way up, and kick it back, and all the way down. Think about how you lower yourself. Softly, evenly, through the entire length of the body. Let's do 3 more, guys. A modification would be just to come onto your right knee, too, like that. Okay? Last one. You're gonna lower all the way down. Good. And you're gonna bring your arms to a T and look towards your left hand. So left knee up towards left elbow, right ear on mat. Now tent your left fingertips and bring your right hand over to your left knee and open up your left arm for a twist. Pull the ribs in, push down through the length of the arm.
Yeah, that one is good.
Yeah. And then circle the left hand back under the left shoulder, untwine your right arm again. So now you're back into that starting position. Now watch my left leg. I'm gonna bring it up and over, and I'm gonna be looking at my left fingertips. So I'm keeping my right side of my face down on the mat and pulling my abs in. It's a really good, you use the traction of the right hip and shoulder against the mat for a stretch. Good, now bring your left foot back to match your right. Bring your hands back by your lower ribs. Pull your elbows in. Flex your feet so you're lifting your knees, and take your head and lengthen it out towards the front of the mat. Now you're gonna push up to a high plank. Big exhale. And then inhale and lower. And exhale and lift. And inhale and lower. Now if you wanna modify this, come all the way down and lift your hands and your legs. Let's do 3 like that. And think about the imprint of the palm. Try to make it even on all 5 fingers. 3, 2, last one. Big inhale. Back to your downward dog, pedal it out. Roll forward, back to your knees. We're back into position to do the other side. So give me a couple cat-cows. Pulling the ribs in, thinking about the space in the vertebrae in the front and the back of the spine, and then pause in neutral. Push the right foot back, lift it up to hip height. Adjust the hips, lengthen the neck. Pulse the right heel towards the ceiling and straighten out the elbows. Take a couple deep breaths here. Make it a meditative movement. Lift and lower right big toe to barely touch the floor. Couple big deep breaths. And then we're gonna start doing that arc. So you're gonna bring the right foot behind the left, bring it back up and over to the right side. The whole time you're trying to get the right heel at hip height or above at that midline. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, right leg up. Really lift that extension of that hamstring on the right side. Flex the left foot and kick up into your 3-legged dog. Lift and lower the left heel. And then stay up and releve, pulse the right heel up. Big inhale, and then bring the right knee all the way to the right elbow. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. So get comfortable here. Keep that left leg engaged. Pull the ribs up off the mat and push back up and through your plank to your 3-legged dog. Remember, your modification can be to only come up onto your left knee and come back and forth. Exhale. Let's do 3 more, guys. 2, Remember, there's a reward after the work. You're gonna come down onto your torso. You're gonna take your left ear onto the mat, take your arms out to a T, take your right fingertips, and knit your left hand under your right shoulder. And then you're gonna open your right arm and get that awesome stretch. So now in this stretch, really you're twisting at the waistline, right under the rib cage. Take a few breaths here, trying to expand the lungs and open the sides of the ribs in this position. And you're just getting that nice twist through the right hip, but also push down through the length of the left leg and the right shoulder. And then really pull the navel into the spine to find that compression. And take a couple more breaths. And then we're gonna untwine ourselves. So you're gonna bring the right hand back over the shoulder, untwine the left arm. Good, look towards that right arm so you're back at your T. Now you're gonna take the right leg over the left hip. Push out through that left leg and just find that traction of the left hip and shoulder. Take a few breaths here. And then slowly bring the right leg back by the left. Bring your hands back by your lower ribs, and let's get ready for another set of push-ups. So this time, take an exhale and push up to your high plank. Get yourself into position. And then lower down and lift the hands and the legs, and then push back up. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, does everybody have a ball or a block or anything? You can even use a weight here. I'm gonna use a ball. And you don't even have to use anything. You can just mirror it. You could use your water bottle for that fact. Okay, hold something or nothing. Look towards your fingertips and lift your heels. Now pulse the hands and the heels up, but try to lengthen out the back of the neck and pull the navel up to the spine. Good, lengthen the fingertips away from the heels, turn the knees out. Give me small circles in this position, trying to find space between the ears and the shoulders and compressing the ribs. Keeping the thighs up off the mat. Go the other way, switch direction. 5, 4, 3. Try to hover the hands and the ball if you're holding it off the mat. If not, you can modify and just drop the hands. If you feel too much in your shoulders, now pause here and bend and straighten. Elbows and knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then pause with the knees and the elbows bent and pulse up towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten elbows and legs, drop everything, take a little rest. Good, so you kind of rock your hips back and forth, and then look towards the ball or your hands again and lift your hands and bring the ball back behind the hips. Come up into extension, bring it back through. So let's do 5 in each direction. Thinking about the mobility of the shoulder girdle. Now switch, go the other way. 5, come up a little bit more in extension every time you bring the ball to the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, now touch the heels to the ball and pulse up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen out the legs, lift the knees, bring the ball back in front of your face and drop everything. Okay, now put your hands on top of the ball and just come up into extension. So you're rolling the ball towards the torso and you're pulling the ribs in as you lift up, and then come right back down. So the ears are now between the shoulders. So big inhale, come on up. Exhale, come on down. Let's do 5, 3, 2. Now if you don't have a ball here, you can just come up and then come down. And come up and then come down. Come on up, guys, and hold it here. And push in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, lower down. Let's do the right arm, left arm to a T. Find space between ear and shoulder, up and down. So it's a little more challenging without. You're doing it like this. And then you're gonna come on up and pull that elbow in. 5, 4, 3. Really feel it in your waistline. Last one, lower down, switch sides. Left hand to ball, right arm to T. Adjust the shoulder blades and the ribs, up and down. Try to get the front of the rib cage off the mat. Come up into extension, bend and straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the right hand back to the ball. Good, guys. Bring your hands back under your ribs and push back to all fours. Grab the ball and put it behind your right knee. Come down onto your forearms. Lift your right leg to chair position. Flex your left leg and pulse the right leg to the ceiling. Couple big breaths here. Again, you're thinking about extension in the hamstring on the right side. Pause and pulse the calf to the thigh. 5, 4, 3. You can use a weight here or nothing at all. Okay, now we're gonna get a little bigger, but not much. You're gonna go down for a count of 2 and up as high as you can get. Down for a count of 2, it's about halfway. You're not touching the knee to the floor yet. You're really isolating that right leg. Think about the circumference of the bone and try to squeeze the flesh in towards it. Last one, right leg is up. Now just pulse the heel again, lengthening the neck. And then you do all the way down to that left leg and all the way up. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, right leg up. Tent right fingertips. Bring the right knee to the right shoulder. Push the right shin to the back of the mat. Bring it back in. Good. So we call this meat slicer. The most important part here is keeping the knee and the ankle at hip height in the same plane as the shoulder and the hip. Now pause with the right shin to the length of the mat and just pulse the knee up here. 5, 4, 3. You feel it in the supporting leg? Now lift and lower the knee all the way down to the left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're adding on, guys. Lift the right leg back up to shoulder height. Push it back behind you. And then take the right ankle behind the left leg. Up, in, down, up, back, down. You got it? So you're kind of making this box with that knee. 5, 4. Keep checking the abs, the ribs. Last one. Bring that right leg out to the back right corner. Turn the knee up and give me small circles. So it's turned out and up, just a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that right leg, grab the ball if you have it, come into pigeon, right side. You can rest your forehead on the ball and lengthen your neck out and breathe. Turn the left hip down. You can rock side to side a bit, working out any tension in the hips. And then let's go to the other side. So just push back to all fours, get yourself back into that position, left or ball behind the left leg, get the leg up. Good, now pulse the heel up, lengthen out the neck, close your eyes just for a moment, make it a small little micro movement. Try to get the knee as high as you can and then pulse from there. 5, 4, 3, 2, pull up on the pelvic floor, narrow the waist, hold, pulse calf to thigh, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's make it a little bigger. So pulse up again, and then we're gonna go down for a count of 2, halfway, and up as high as you can get the leg. Down for a count of 2 and up. And really squeeze the leg at the highest point. Little micro movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, ready? All the way down, all the way up. Make it cyclical. Make the lift and the lowering action the same rate. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, you're gonna bring the left leg down and bring it out to the side. Good, now just pulse the knee up. Lengthen that neck, look forward. And then you're gonna bring it back into that shoulder. Everything's in the same plane. Shoulder, hip, knee, heel. 5, 4, 3. You're stabilizing that right side. Last one, you're gonna bring the left knee in, lower it down, lift it up, bring it back behind you. Lower the right leg. Let's do 5 of these. 4, 3, 2. See that box we're making? Last one. You're gonna meet me with the left leg to the back left corner. Turn the heel up at an angle and give me your little circles. You're still squeezing calf to thigh. 5, 4. Visualize the head of the femur and the ball and socket joint of the hip. Like a mortar and a pestle, getting that circulation to the area, switch direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left knee to left front corner. Lengthen out right leg, pigeon. If you want to align your neck and use the ball or use your fists and stack them. And then just take a couple breaths, rocking side to side with the hips. Good. Push back up into extension. Bring the left leg back to all fours. Push back up into a downward dog and pedal. Shake out the neck, yes and no. Come forward, roll forward to a plank and hold. Pull the ribs in, bring the right knee to the left elbow and left to right. Let's go slow here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Push back through the ball of the foot. 2, and 1. Okay, one more plank. Take a couple big breaths in. And then lower all the way down to the ground. Rock side to side a little bit. Let's do a little more extension. So let's bring your hands out to a cactus, tent your fingertips. Push up into extension and then let go and then reach the fingertips forward and lift the legs. 5, 4, think about those shoulders staying away from the ears. 3, 2, and 1. Stack hands, rest forehead on hands, bend knees, windshield wiper legs. Couple breaths, hands back by ribs, push up into a push-up position and back into child's pose. Good, I'm gonna have you guys roll back up into your downward dog and bring your feet forward and come to standing. Actually don't grab your weights yet. Let's do some arms without our weights. So stand to this starting position, soften your knees, width of hips, and then just spread out your fingertips. Take your hands back behind your hips so your thumbs are touching, and then lift your hands up behind your tailbone as much as you possibly can. So you're kind of in a neutral arch here. You're not rounding your back at all, but your knees are soft. Okay, now turn your palms forward and touch your pinky finger to the front and lift it up here. Okay, now back and forward. You gotta keep the arms as straight as possible as you're twisting the length of the arm. Let's go super slow. Try to lift those thumbs up away from the tailbone every time you bring them back behind the hips. This time you're gonna hold the arms back and just pulse the thumbs into one another. Now open the shoulders and breathe. Okay, now give me small circles here, but try to keep the fingertips as high as you can. And then go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring it forward so your palms are up and your pinky fingers are touching one another, and lift them up. Open the shoulders, retract the shoulder blades back, and give me small little circles here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take it back again and forward. You feel the arms, guys? 5, 4, 3. Now we're gonna get a little bigger. We're gonna go up and over the head. Meet me with your hands behind your hips and come all the way up and then all the way down. So it's like you're making a circle around your torso, giving me a little squat, keeping your chin away from your chest. 3, 2, last one, thumbs back behind hips. Now just pulse the hands up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the crown of the head away from the fingertips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your palms towards each other. Bring the right hand overhead. Look towards that right hand. Pull the hands in towards the midline. Bring the right foot back into a lunge and switch and switch. Stay low. 5, 4, get a little lateral flexion on the side that you're kicking the leg back with. 4, look down at the arm that's going down. 3, 2, and 1. Both arms back overhead. Pull the arms back, make fists. Take that left leg out. Bring the arms up and kick it in and out. Let's do 10, 9, 8. Let's try to go in slow motion. So hover the left knee, bring the left knee in and the elbows back behind the waist. Hold it here, come low with your right leg and then out. You can always drop the left knee if you need to, or left leg. 5, 4, gaze is up. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to your squat and take the right leg back. Bring the hands up, pull the ribs in, take your gaze up, in and out. Good. You can pull those fists back every time. Get energy going out through your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands up, find your squat, hinge at your hips and bow your head. Shake out your head, yes and no. Take your arms and wrap them around the backs of your knees and hold on to opposite elbows. Get your nose as close to your knees as possible. Lift your sits bones up towards the ceiling. Find that compression on the front of the torso. If this isn't available to you or if it's uncomfortable, you can always just get your forearms right under the crown of your head. Couple more breaths, lengthening out the back of the neck. And then release your hands. Grab some water if you need to, and your weights. Everybody good?
Yeah.
It feels so good to be doing like constructive movement because I've been moving all weekend, and not my house in New Canaan, my boyfriend's house in Candlewood. That's where I am right now, and it's like, it's just crazy how sore and uncomfortable I can be from like never sitting and moving all day. But then when I start to move and stretch and open deliberately, it's like a full release. It's amazing. So thank you for you know, coming and working with me. So you're gonna sit back in your heels, you're gonna wiggle your toes, you're gonna soften your knees. Look down and make sure you can see your toes over your knees. So you don't want your knees too far forward. Just try to keep your knees right over your ankles. And again, you're in a neutral arch here. Now just bring the arms forward and back. Your palms are facing one another and your collarbone is wide. 5, 4, 3, 2. Every time you pull the elbows behind the ribs, open that chest, the pecs, and pull the shoulder blades towards the spine. It's really middle back work. Now we're gonna add on, push the arms out, adjust the shoulder blades down, take it out to a T. Just hold it here for a moment. Pulse the thumbs up towards the ceiling. Find that length in your neck. Flatness of scapula against ribs. Okay, adding on, back in, pull back. Big inhale, open to your T, exhale in. Now try not to flail the torso. So you're keeping everything in. Only thing that moves is the arms. I'm catching myself rocking a little bit. 3, 2. Last one, you're gonna meet me with your arms right in front of you. Bend and straighten. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now the arms are at this 90 degree, like a cactus almost. You're pulsing up. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the elbows out, circle eye of elbow 5 times in each direction. 2 and 1, go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take the arms out and hug a tree. So the elbows are soft, you're at shoulder height. 3, 2, last one, arms to a T, hold, bring it down, right to the midline and up. Big inhale and down, and inhale up. Good. Try to think about the 2 points. You come down, you hold. You come up, you hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, arms to your T, pulse the elbows back. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you're gonna go up overhead if it doesn't bother your shoulders, and then down to the midline. Again, you're thinking about that circle that we made before. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, arms up. Turn your palms towards your face and pull the elbows down. And then just reach up again. Let's widen our feet. Now you're gonna keep the weights together, and I want you to actually turn your weights in towards your hips and keep them together, and then lower down, and then lift up. So lower down, give me a squat, and lift up. Let's do 5, 4, think about the placement of the knees over the ankles. 3, 2, last one, you're gonna come down and you're gonna take it out to your T, that's right. 5, everybody good? 4,
Yep.
3, 2, and 1. Back in, bend elbows. Good. Now just pulse the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Narrow the waist. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring the elbows down and push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Elbows in. Cross the arms over one another to opposite elbow. Make sure your feet are width of hips now, and then push out. Alternate which hand goes on top. 5, 4. Think about that stretch. Straightening the elbows, reaching the opposing fingertips away from each other. 3, 2, and 1. Really nice, guys. Let's come to seated position. Get rid of the weights for a minute. Hug your right arm into your left. And then bring your right elbow up and towards the ceiling and look up. So you're getting a little extension through the right shoulder as well. Fill the lungs. Release, switch. Left arm to right. Gaze is up. Left elbow to ceiling. Open shoulder. And breathe. Nice. Shall we do some abs? And then I think we will have done everything, right? Let's see. Yeah, we're making good time. Bring your legs up to chair. Roll down onto your shoulder blades. I'm gonna undo my knot. Okay, and then just reach your fingertips out towards the edge of the mat. Okay, now turn your palms up and bring your right hand more towards the right corner. So you're getting that lateral flexion on the right side. You're wrapping your thighs together. If you need to modify, just drop your feet and do the same thing. Okay, now switch. Left hand to left corner. Now go back and forth and try to lift the shoulder blades. Look at the knees, keep them still. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Back to that midline. Bring the right hand back to the back right corner, or front right corner actually, and then bring it right through and switch. Good. You can take your gaze, follow your hand with your gaze. Let's do 5, 4, 3. Feel those ribs opening now as you were flexing before. Last one. Okay, now arms up and around. You're not moving anything yet. You're still keeping the ribs in, the navel down. 3, 2, or you're just moving the arms. Now switch direction. 5, 4. You feel that burning in your waistline? Identify it. Circle it with your mind's eye. Take your attention there. Last one. Shoulder blades are up. Now legs in and out. Let's do 10. Try to touch your heels. Keep your head up if you don't feel fatigue in your neck. If you do, you can just drop your head. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, legs out, arms away from head, click heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Compress navel to spine. 3, 2, and 1. Knees into chest. Rock side to side. Exhale, breathe. Feels so good, right?
Yes.
Okay, knit the hands behind the head. So now take your gaze up. You want a little space between your chin and your chest, and bring your legs to that starting position, that chair, and then bring the right elbow to left knee. Lengthen out that right leg long and look over towards your left elbow as you open it away from the right. Now switch. And switch, and switch. So again, the slower you go, I think the more effective. So you're not just using your rectus, you're really engaging the obliques as you twist that opposite floating rib to hip. 5, 4, 3. So really straighten that one leg completely and feel that squeeze. Last one, right elbow to left knee, lift and lower right leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, right heel is down, pulse, right elbow, left knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and switch. Left leg up and down, 5, 4, 3, take your gaze up. Try to get your chin away from your chest. Last one, left leg hovers, pulse. Right knee to left elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees into chest. Roll around on your sacrum in a clockwise motion. And then switch direction. And then bring your arms to a T here and separate your feet to hip distance. Or actually squeeze your legs together. Let's take the knees to the right and look to the left. Find that twist in the hip.
Yes.
Good, and bring it back up through the midline and switch. Look to the right, knees to the left. Try to keep the legs stacked. Engage the abs, pull them in, make it active. Legs back up, hands to hips, now separate knees to hip distance. You're gonna keep that 90-degree angle, and you're not gonna bring your knees any closer to your face other than right directly over your hips. Now just touch your left big toe to the floor. Let's do 5. So take your left hand maybe and put it right on your hip so you can stabilize it and really feel that hip working. Go super slow, barely touch the big toe to the floor. And then we're gonna switch. You're gonna do the right leg. And this should feel hard. So if you can't feel it, go a little slower and try not, what a lot of people do is they bend their heel into your butt and then you don't feel it as much. So it's almost like you're dipping your big toe into like a pool of water, very lightly. 5, 4.
I was thinking it's so easy.
What?
I said, good point that you said that you have to touch it further.
Right? Yeah. Okay, now let's go.
It was easy, and so I was like, weird.
Right? Yeah, let's alternate. I know. Well, this one can either be really easy and not, you want it to be as effective as possible.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember, Joseph Pilates said it's about doing the least amount of work as effectively as possible. It's a metaphor for life, right? 5, you're alternating. You're keeping that 90-degree angle in the knees. 4, 3, and you're really feeling your lower abs, mula bandha, 2 inches out, 2 inches down from navel. 3, 2, last one, both legs up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees into chest, release the hip flexors, knit the hands back behind the head, flex the feet, and bring the heels together, toes apart. Now push in and out. So these are these little frogs here. 5, 4, lift the shoulders a little more, pull the ribs down. Okay, to lengthen the legs, bring it up to 90. Lift the shoulders a little more. Lower down, give me a frog. Let's do 5 like this. Up to 90, down to 45, frog. 90, 45, frog. You got it. 3, 2, and 1. Leave the legs up, pulse the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Look towards the toes. Try to stack the toes, the knees, and the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees into chest, pull the right knee in, lengthen out that left leg long, pull the right knee around the ribs on the right side, and then across the body. Look towards the right hand. One more good twist. And then bring the right leg up to the ceiling, knit the hands behind the thigh, flex the right foot, circle the ankle, open the shoulder. Engage that lower leg as well. Good, bring both knees in, let's switch. Right leg out, left knee in and around ribs on left side. Push out with right heel. With right hand, bring the left leg across the body. Look towards the left hand at a T. Find that twist in the waist again. And then back up to the ceiling, knit the hands behind the thigh, lift up through that left quad. You can circle the ankle if it feels good, push out through right heel. Bring both knees in, sit up. Let's take the legs out to a straddle. Bring your hands forward, walk your head down between your shoulders and breathe. Turn your toes up, flex your feet, and then slowly walk your hands back out. Bring your feet in towards one another. You can knit your hands in front of your toes and round your nose to your heels. Take a couple big breaths in flexion, thinking about that muscle attachment in the lumbar region of the spine where it attaches to your pelvis. I think this is a really good lower back opener. And then slowly articulate to sitting tall, bring the knees in, come up onto your metatarsals, tent your fingertips, and push the heels down. Separate the feet to hip distance. Shake the head yes and no. Tent the right fingertips, lift the left hand, open the shoulder, lengthen the neck. Switch. Good. Bring the right hand down. Bring the hands up onto the thighs. So look at your feet. Make sure your ankles, your knees, your hips are stacked. Begin your articulation. My shirt was taking me over. Articulate to standing one vertebrae at a time. Head coming up last. Neck is long, head is high. Shoulders right over hips. Find that space in the vertebrae. Think about standing in your neutral arch here. Turn your palms forward. Close your eyes just for a second. Compress your ribs, release your butt, engage your abs. Thank you guys so much. Week 3, we can do this.
Thank you. Yes, that's